Man, so our characters want to stay inside of a cave now? Well, from experience from another survival show, I can say that staying in a cave is probably a bad idea. Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for today. This one's going to be doing another review for Lost. This one is for Season 1, Episode 6, titled House of the Rising Sun. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today, this one's going to be doing a review for today, this one's going to be doing our next review for Lost. This one is for episode 6, titled House of the Rising Sun. So, another episode of Lost, really good episode once again. This show is fantastic. It's absolutely incredible. Again, we do 2 a week, so we'll do another 2 next week. But this episode, we focus on the characters that I've low-key been really waiting for them to focus on, which is Jin and Sun, I believe is their names. And of course, they don't speak English, or at least it's, made it seem like they're not. So, you're kind of wondering, like, okay, what are we going to find out about them? Well, this episode, we finally get that. We see that they were a very happy couple at first. I mean, everything seemed to be going good. And, he just needed a little bit of extra money to, kind of get, what they needed. So he worked for her father, basically. And we find out in this one that his father must have been involved in some pretty shitty stuff, because he comes home one day, and this is when it starts getting pretty kind of, sketchy, is that he comes home one day covered in blood. He's, washing the blood off his hand and stuff, and she's, begging him, tell me what happened, And he's just like, yeah, we had to stop people that got in our way and stuff like that. And you find out that he's working for a pretty horrible person, So it's kind of a tough life, and it kind of weighs on their relationship a little bit. And it's pretty interesting because, you kind of find out that she doesn't really, because she's so afraid of him, she doesn't tell him that she speaks English. And we get that reveal in this episode in the current timeline, where she reveals that, yes, she does speak English and that she does need some assistance to, kind of just calm the situation down, basically. But I thought the flashbacks were really telling. I thought the flashbacks did a really good job of representing what they were about, and I thought it was a really intriguing piece of the episode. It really gave us a lot of intel on both of their characters. So I'm interested in seeing where they go going forward, because obviously, let's talk about the current day now. He kind of freaks out a little bit in the opening of this episode. You basically have Michael that gets attacked by Jin, right? And he kind of tackles him in the sand. He kind of beats him up a little bit, and they have to get him off of him, and they have to tie him up, right? And they have to, for Michael's safety. And Michael is kind of at a point where he's like, okay, look, I'm just trying to raise this boy that's not even mine, which we find out, which I thought that was another interesting development, is that that's not even his son. But he has to kind of be a father figure to him for the time being, right? Which is interesting. And, we kind of find out that after he tackled him, we find out the reason why he did that is because he was wearing this watch that he found in the remains of the plane crash, right? And that watch belonged to his wife's father, right, which he worked for. So that kind of, I guess released something out of him, I don't know. And, he kind of tackled him and, took him down and stuff, and then they had to tie him up for safety. So she hasn't told her husband that she speaks English, and she approaches Michael about that in this episode. And it's a big reveal that she does speak English and she does need help. And he gives him a warning. He puts the axe right up to him and he's like, don't fucking come near me again, which I thought was awesome. And he is really cool. Michael is another really cool character. I really like him a lot as well. But yeah, that stuff was all amazing. Now, we've also got the B plot in this episode with Jack, Kate, and John Locke, and of course the one drug addict. I'm still escaping his name. But they are basically out looking for water, right? And they come across this beehive, which is kind of crazy because you've got this guy who's obviously like an artist, right? He's still looking for his guitar. He's still on drugs and shit. And John basically gives him an ultimatum. He's like, look, man, look. You could give up the drugs right now because I know that that's not something that's, that you're out here for. So he gives up the drugs. In exchange, they find his guitar, which I thought was pretty interesting. So now he's got his guitar back. John Locke helps him find the guitar, which I thought was really cool. And I love the way he did it too. He's just like, well, how am I going to find my guitar? And John's just like, look up. You see the guitar there with the rest of the shit, you know? I thought that was really good. The beehive was really crazy too, you know? It kind of stings them a little bit, which is, you know, again, more natural kind of, problems that they're facing out there on the island. But Jack has a decision to make, right? You've got consistent water running into this cave, right? So he has the idea, let's get off of the damn, beach, and let's, kind of set up in this island. And we get this divide in this episode. Some of our characters go to this island, while others decide to, not so much, and stay at the island. And Kate was the biggest shock. She actually stayed back in this one, as you get this kind of like montage at the end where you see them at the island, of course on the beach, and then you've got the rest of them in the cave, right? And you kind of got this divide, which I don't think is going to last that long. I think that'll probably be wrapped up soon, but it's just kind of a conflict of interest. And obviously I get Kate's perspective. I get all of their perspective, because, if a plane does happen to go by, they can't signal it from the goddamn cave, But Jack is also, I understand, because he's trying to think about their safety. He's trying to think about, the long term here on the island, and them, needing to survive. So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But, no, this episode was fantastic. I love this episode. This is another 10 for me. I had no plot issues again. This was fantastic. And this show is on fire for me. I love it. It's super interesting, really intriguing. The characters are getting more interesting as the story kind of progresses. And, yeah, really good. So, post comments down below. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, guys, make sure to click to subscribe and tune up to any other videos of The Walking Dead. You should follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for Lost. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.